Hi everyone, this is Music Minute. I'm Erica Olsen and we are at the El Rey Theater with the artist NAO. Welcome, NAO.
Hello.
So you were originally from London and obviously some incredible artists coming from that area. What were you listening to when you were growing up?
Well, I'm a 90s baby, so everything that was happening in that era, lots of vocal groups like SWV and TLC, obviously the likes of Usher and soul groups like Boyz II Men. But then my family are like super diverse in what they listen to. So my mum listened to lots of gospel records, my dad was like old soul, Barry White and Earth, Wind and Fire. And then my family, like my brothers and sisters, were listening to lots of UK music, so garage, grime, house music. So literally my house was just beaming with all sorts of music.
That's so much fun.
Yeah, it was fun, now that I realise.
Looking back. And you went to a very prestigious music and drama school in London. How did that experience shape your artistry, like all the way to today?
I think most importantly it taught me discipline actually. When I got there I felt like I was quite far behind everyone. It was such a prestigious school that loads of people were educated so far beyond anything I had been. So, you know, I used to wake up at like 5 in the morning and just practice for about 4 or 5 hours before the lesson started, because that's how bad I was.
I doubt that, but okay.
But that's helped me now. I feel like my work ethic is strong, and also studying jazz was really wonderful for me because it's such an amazing art form, obviously here from here in America, and it explores so many different types of styles of music, from funk to soul to blues, and that's all encompassing in my own music. It's not just one thing, it's like a few things amalgamated together.
And after you left the Guildhall,
Yeah,
right?
the Guildhall, yeah.
After you left the Guildhall school, you didn't exactly jump into the spotlight. There seemed to be a time where you were maybe figuring things out. Tell us about that time in your life.
Yeah, I think really I knew that I wanted to be a singer since I was young. I've always been singing since 14, but I always thought singing was reserved for pop stardom was reserved for like the super beautiful, like you had to have something so special about you that you would be the one that was picked. So the fact that when I left uni, I kind of was like a session singer, so that's someone who like floats around and she sings for lots of different projects, or she does adverts, or she does TV stuff, backing singing. And so I was doing that, and I was really happy because I was making money as a singer. I got to travel and it was my whole job, so I was really pleased. But then I met my manager really randomly because I was doing a gig for someone else, and we started working together, and I just took a leap of faith and started doing my own music, and now I'm here.
And when you finally took center stage, people immediately glommed onto you, record labels included, but you did not sign with a label even as they were searching you. You started your own label. Why?
Yeah, in the early days I did. I don't know, I like the idea of like an independent label. Something really cool about it. And it's a big thing in London, and I felt like starting my own record label was a good opportunity to keep the rights to my own music as well to begin with, and also I just knew that I wanted to build beyond myself. It took a long time, as I've been singing since I was 14, to get here, and there's so much talent floating around that I see every day. I thought it'd be nice to be able to bring them on board when the time was right. So I created Little Tokyo, which is my label, and I released my 2 EPs on there, and still my album For All We Know. But now Little Tokyo is a subsidiary of RCA, which means it just has a bit more of a machine, because before it was just me running it. It wasn't a very good machine.
Now you've got some help, some very big help.
Yeah, now I've got a bit of help, which is cool.
So this is your first full-length album.
Yeah.
For All We Know. Tell us about the creative process for you with this album.
So For All We Know is basically my whole journey in these last 2 years of starting to write my own music, which was basically me sitting in the studio on my own trying to working out how to produce and trying to remember all my piano skills, writing from the soul. I write my own songs and stuff, so just getting a hold of that, finding my voice as a musician, as an artist. And when I got those together, I'd bring them to like producers, friends of mine, and they would help me spruce it up and make it sound a lot better. So I had like a group of like maybe 4 producers that I'd bounce around, and then we made the EPs, and I used the same people for the album as well.
So the difference between your earlier EPs to this full length, would you say it was the collaboration process, or what would you say?
And I actually wouldn't say there wasn't any different. I kind of liked how the EPs went, so I was just, if it's not broke, don't fix it. But I guess the difference between the album is that there's a lot more space, and I have a lot to say in terms of colour in music. As I say, it's like not one thing, it's not just R&B, it's like funk and it's soul and it's jazz, and so an album gives you the space to try out all of those things, where an EP is so short, it's just a snapshot. So I guess that's the main difference between the two.
Mm-hmm. And the song that you're performing on Music Minute for us today,
Yeah.
tell us about that song.
Yeah, it's called DYWM on the album, which is called Do You Want Me? I really like this song, it feels very honest. My favourite part of it is the guitarist that goes dun 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 dun, and every time I hear it, it just makes my heart go woo. I haven't really performed it anywhere apart from my live shows, so it's not really online yet. So I thought I'd like to do it for you guys today.
That's so special. Thank you for doing that
No
for
problem.
us. I've heard you describe some of your music as wonky funk.
Yeah.
What is wonky funk? What goes into that?
So I guess it's everything we've spoken about. It's like all the things that I soaked up as a child, all the music that I listened to, but how do you make it not sound retro? So I guess that's the wonky part, that's the new age. This is 2016, so it's the electronic side, it's the bass lines, but I make them a little bit trippy or a little bit wobbly. And so I called it wonky because it's not so straight ahead retro funk music. It's got a different spin, so that's where it came from.
Nice. I understand that you are actually quite shy. And you've come a long way since you were 14 years old starting this.
Yeah.
How did you manage to overcome that, or have you?
Oh, I think singing really helped me. I was super shy when I was little, and I loved singing only to myself. My mum forced me to go to like a singing club, and I remember when I first performed, I was sweating. I was singing Alicia Keys' I Keep On Falling. I think I was about 13, but I remember that first time that I did it to more than just myself, other people, and I remember that breaking something in me, a good thing, which was basically the shyness, and I kind of found my voice, and week by week as I kept going, I kept growing, and I used to teach as well, and that was something that I found helped my students as well, especially the underconfident ones, we learned to sing together, they picked their favourite songs, and you can see each week that it was a way of them building confidence as well, so I really enjoyed that side of teaching.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
So what's next for NAO?
This is such a good question. The album is done. I'm on tour for the rest of the year, but I feel like I'd like to do a bit more collaboration with some other artists that I really enjoy what they do musically. There's some really brilliant people out there, and what I love about music at the moment is the internet. It means that people can exist without radio or beyond radio. I think the industry used to be very much like you need that one big song, get you on radio, and then you'll be all good. But now, because of the internet and people have the choice to listen to what they want, artists are coming out that can make full-length albums and don't need that massive single and can build a following and last for a long time. And there's lots of that happening at the moment. So I'm going to find those people and come together, I think, and collaborate for a project called NAOX.
Do you have any ideas? Can you share with us?
No, I'm asking people at the moment, so perhaps I shouldn't say just in case they say no.
All right.
But I have some dream ones.
We'll be pleasantly surprised when it all comes together then.
For sure.
All right, this is NAO. For her full music performance, be sure to check out cbsmusicminute.com. Hey, thank you so much for being
No
on Music
worries.
Minute. You're a true pleasure.
Thank you very much for having me.